you get on well with pilots? You get,
oh yes,
friendly with
yes,
them?
yes. One of my pilots was the Duke of Hamilton, a Scot. I was on a Scots squadron. You'll say, why were you on a Scottish squadron? But in the Air Force, you could be posted as one man. If one station decided they were short of armourers, say they were short of 2 armourers, they would contact records and find out if a station had got 2 surplus buds, and they would be posted from there, from A to B. So that's why I came to be on a Scottish squadron. They were short of, at this particular time, they were short of 6, and there were 6 of us transferred from Califrana to Ta Qali. City of Edinburgh, 603. Yeah, it's a good squadron.
Did they lose many pilots while you were there?
A lot, yeah. But actually we'd got a surplus of pilots because we lost such a lot of aircraft on the ground. We had a delivery one particular day of 50 aircraft, 50 Spitfires, a lot of Spits. We thought we were well away, and the Jerry caught us with our pants down. I think 5 or 6 of them flew again. All the rest were destroyed on the ground. Terrible, wasn't it? At £5,000 each. And they were all dumped into a quarry. Any spares that were usable, they were taken off. But and when old Jerry had finished, he made a good job of them.
Is that the ones that were delivered from an aircraft carrier?
Yes. I say yes. Yes, they were. Very few were sent in crates, you know, fuselage and main planes separate. But what they did, they flew them to Gibraltar, put them onto an aircraft carrier, and then took them halfway through the Med, and then flew the rest of the way. But none of the pilots had any work on aircraft carriers. It was just hit and miss. Terrible, really. And they're only young lads. I mean, I just had my 20th birthday when I arrived there. But these pilots they were about the same age, in the 20s, and 21, 22. But that was a bad day for us when we lost all those. We were terribly short of everything. As I told you in the surgery there, even the anti-aircraft guns were rationed with shells, which is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'd just been that long without supplies. I mean, we were getting no boats through. Even the submarines were bringing us aviation fuel. And I mean, they were restricted for how much they could carry. And of course the authorities took the Navy away from us for a period, bung them into Alexandria, just to keep them safe. There was so much risk of losing them in the harbour. And I'm going to tell you this. I mean, I am a religious person, but not over the top. But there, we all got together and we prayed. Roman Catholics, Methodists, Church of England, all in, and we came away. I believe that. That was in tail end of 1942. We were struggling. On Ta Qali, we were under canvas at night,
Is this the float plane base or the
This was the fighter drome.
fighter
Ta
drome?
Qali was the fighter drome. Califrana was the seaplane base. And we'd got rescue launches there, high-speed rescue launches for picking pilots. So, but on Ta Qali, we were under canvas. Oh, I don't know how far it was. Probably 20 miles away from the airfield at night, and we were under canvas, and there was no facilities for cooking, so we used to come away. There was a bus laid on, one of the Maltese buses, which had been taken over by the Air Force. We had to be down on the airfield for dawn, so we had to leave the campsite, no breakfast, and probably mid-morning they'd bring us a bit of something round, and it was a bit of something. Salvation Army were there with the cups of tea. They were very faithful to us, and we might get a dinner at midday if we were lucky. We were really underfed. Yeah. And we were on the airfield till it went dark. That was from dawn till dusk. And there the days are very long. You know, in middle of summer. So we were really shattered. And each armourer had got 2 aircraft to look after. Except when, you know, you'd probably call on your mate if there was something that two men had got to do. But there was a team of men on each 2 sets of pens. There'd be a rigger for the fuselage and wings, flight mechanic for the engine, armourer, and there'd be a wireless bloke. He'd probably have 5 or 6 aircraft. He never had a deal to do. An electrician, and a bloke out of the photographic section for the camera. Each aircraft had a camera.
This is a gun camera, is it?
A gun camera, yeah. And we had a laugh once because the rigger, when we'd finished loading the 303s, he would come round and put a patch on the gun port, and this particular time he put a patch over the camera, didn't he? So the aircraft went up and they couldn't take any pictures. Don't forget that.
How often were the planes taken off and landed?
They'd probably be taken off 10-15 times a day. And we had to, once they'd landed, we had to all get stuck in and do our job to get them ready for flying. They used to give us about 20 minutes to get them flying again after they'd come down. They'd got to be refilled. Of course, the mechanic, he'd no time to do anything. Just make sure all the buttons were fastened and see to the fuel being put on board. And we'd actually got the Army and the Navy helping us with our jobs, you know, reloading and messing about with the guns. In fact, there's some, I don't know, I've got a book upstairs, and it shows Navy blokes working on the Spitfires, because their armourers were trained same as us on Spitfires. They'd got a C version of the Spitfire, so they knew all about it. And the Army lads, they soon picked up what they'd got to do. You know, general dogs' bodies, you know, any lifting or anything like that, they would be there just to get the aircraft back in the air again. The pilots used to be like to be up there, they were safer. They reckon I don't know how we went on with it down on the ground. we had a bloke live local, and he was on one of the aircraft carriers, the Eagle. She was sunk on one of the last convoys. But the main convoy that got through, there were 17 merchantmen left this country, and there was only 5 arrived. All the rest were sunk. So you can see the way the Germans, they wanted to knock Malta out. What was the big German general in Africa? Rommel. He wanted the island taken, because we were a real thorn in his side, because we'd got swordfish and the navy, and before they took the navy away, and we were sinking his suppliers. So he wanted the island taken over, but Hitler wouldn't let him, apparently. Now that's the story we were told. So it must have been an important place.